Alright, here we go again. Back onto the open Z. So where should we go? Guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Start traveling. Sides. Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna just sort of be heading in general this way to get to Mount Palmerston because I like my legs not snapped off by the blind bruiser. And ooh, a lighthouse. Shepherds. Oh, here we are. Here we are, folks. This is my favorite little trifecta in the whole game. Shepherd's Isle, Station 3, and Nun Island, the Abbey Rock. Home to the Sisterhood of Fighting Nuns. No, I'm not kidding. Abbey Rock, black spit of an island, far from anywhere anyone would want to go. That's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress covenant. There's no bear traps that look friendly. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. There we go. Port, of course. Nothing's happening. Sisters watch us. We feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. Fortress stands solid as the last year of a century. The grace apparently riskier is a certain purpleness of prose. Oh no. Yeah, they like oh yeah, no. This is an interesting thing. I'm not going to use it here. There's better places to use it. I have no recent news. Nothing from our way. A great bell tolls. Dristle begins to halt. You sneeze. Alright. Off the Abbey Rock to stop number 2 after Westergren's fire would be, of course, in the Abyss, which is right here as well. Remember which one? Wolf's Abyss. Wolf's Drift. Shepherds. Oh my goodness, is that a boat I can kill? It is, isn't it? Scuttle. Bolt of fabric. Ooh. Spider silk. There are troubles there with fire's infestation, like anywhere on the Neath. For the real quality, you go east to the Connet, or to the fang-bristled fastness of Saviour's Rocks. I actually don't know why they would sell it in the con, especially because, I mean, Saviour's Rocks is spiders. Oh good, this is my favorite place. No, it's not actually, but it's very funny. Of course, the Beard Watchman tells you, there's no actual shepherds on Shepherd's Isle. Sheep are mostly illegal here. No, indeed, it's just the name of the gentleman who found the island. Or gentleman who found the islands. Greybeards sitting in the village square nod solemnly. No sheep, one says, but plenty of tales. Ask us anything. Oh my, yes. There's been plenty of goings on. In the bleak lay the first false stars. Surface roiling like a porridge pot. Up with a roar of steam and a flash of fire. 3 windows swimming tentacles. And then we saw His Highness. This is rather a lot of material. There's rather a lot of this material. Oh, good. Oh, this guy. Yeah, it's worth the price. The nonsense here was a distraction, but only the Z can help me now. Ah, my god, the air. It's cleaner already. Let me chart a course for you. Who's he? Yeah. Has that tattoo grown since you last looked? Oh. Okay. That one. Sure. Forgetfulness. Seconds, then thirds disappear into small, hasty morsels. He is nervous and not a gifted conversationalist. You do your best to plug the silence. When you ask about his past, he winces. I can't, Captain. This Taps the livid sigil on his temple, which twitches like a scorpion's sting. This has burned away my memories. I recall having a brother, but not his name or where he is. I remember the names of the ships I've served on. The Implicit, the Bonnie Swan, but not their crew. How did he come by the sigil? He clutched his head. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Thinking about it is like having a fire in my skull. He grits his teeth. Someone must have hated me very much to curse me with it. I can't even remember my enemy. He's devoured his memories. Or it's devoured. Let's talk to him again. I'm curious. My sleep is riddled with dreams, Captain. Dreams of bells and candles. I see a lonely house lit by tallow and wick. A bell is ringing. It rings now. Do you hear it? He scratches at the sigil, which has begun to bleed. Do you know this place, Captain? Can I plot a course? A place of bells and candles. The Chapel of Lights, a northern church where no sin is too terrible. Oh dear Lord. Chapel of Lights. That's an interesting place. But the third place here is a very interesting one, and one that's made all the more interesting by the fact that we have something that they want. Remember that soothe and copper lockbox that we found? That can be traded in here. Just give it a minute. Faster than expected. Here it is. Station 3, what in the heck is that? Oh, it's another ship. Depot A. Hey, didn't that thing say return to Depot A? Yes, it did. Let's find out why. Pardon me. Alright. Oh, right, and the Lorne fluke. I forgot about that. Machinery hums behind steel walls. Up on the hill, there are visible outlines of warehouses and a building with a spire. But the lamps are low where they burn it all. And your ship is the only one in harbor. Okay. He's terribly excited and requests your steadying presence to ensure he maintains the proper scientific detachment. Oh my goodness. After careful setup, the shed is empty, save a writing desk and a gigantic mass of needles. The anxious student snaps off the tip of one and twirls it between his fingers. I hypothesize that these flukes have a method of absorbing and storing our our lived experiences. It follows, therefore, that there should exist a way of relieving the experience. Like so. He stabs the needle through his palm. His eyes dull. You heard Captain Harris, sailor. Target the Ogadi and fire torpedoes. And if you hit one of the Lorne flukes, then by God and Her Majesty, I'll put you out of the airlock and let the spy. Well, let's not say that word. Take care of ya. He wakens from the reverie a moment, beaming. That will do. Pass me your notes. I'll carry on with the experiment. Yay! I witness. It's rare so something so awful washed us up on shore. Interesting. Might as well get a look. Church or something? You stand at the high point of your ship and look by the shore. There's a steeped building on the horizon, by far the largest thing in sight. No cross marks the top, nor any other symbol you recognize. On the very edge of London's influence, curious matters are conducted. This is the long box. This is the quest. I love this part. The only way past the walls is unimposing, but sturdy looking triple locked is an unimposing but sturdy looking triple locked gate, silvery metal. A sign beside it reads "Deliveries." The gate stands open. There are no stevedores, however, and no wagons waiting to help with the heavy cargo. There's only a sign which reads "Deliveries" and a painted hand which points insolently up a rock-cut staircase. Make the delivery. There's cargo in the hold marked for this destination. A long, low, heavy box. It'll be fun getting it up the stairs, no doubt. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal of grunting from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet. The box is heavy, and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and a bad bruise on the shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There's a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it is not, apparently, your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path toward the building with the spire. Deliveries, it says more aggressively this time. Someone in the spired building is singing. The song gets your teeth on edge. A long, heavy box, a winding path ahead of width that runs perhaps a quarter mile through the mist. A crew that is beginning to mutter about having to do landlower work. There's a warehouse just to your right, with the sign says deliveries are to be taken onwards. It says it quite emphatically, in fact. Send ahead to the building for extra hands. If they want the box delivered, they can do it themselves. Sure, let's try that. Oh. Telling it as it is. The closer you get, the less the building with the spire looks like a church. The walls are black-suned and made of brick. There are no windows, only narrow vents up near the roof. From these come a low and cheerful singing. At last you were close enough to bang on the door. The austere acolyte enters it. She is dressed in black from head to toe. Her gloves are thick leather and her goggles are double glass. She continues singing right up to the moment she has to acknowledge you. Leave the boxes. She stops, pushing the goggles away from her eyes. She has noticed, perhaps the first time, that there are no boxes. Deliveries come all the way up here, she says before singing again. You indicate that your crew is unaccustomed to that sort of work. She looks as exasperated as a person can while continuing to sing about rabbit's feet and edible emeralds. At last she says she'll see to it if you lead her servants to the correct landing. Okay. Not much later, you were standing in the mist, watching a parade of claymen. Claymen, the perfect servants. Although they do kind of have minds. They're very odd. I'm never quite sure whether they're slaves or machines. Possibly they're a bit of both. They hoist the boxes on their shoulders and march away, surprisingly quiet, like elephants, toward the building with the steeple. Yes, an austere acolyte leads them, her lamp swinging on a chain. Follow because you haven't been paid. Follow because you're curious. Follow because the singing has gotten in your bones. Fever dreams. You walk close enough to the acolyte to hear the next verse. It concerns the smell of hot brick, the chime of flashes falling on the grate, and the pleasure of braiding pokers together on a winter's night when there's nothing else to do. At least you know that. You think that's what it means. When you go back over the words in your head, you're not sure that they even make that much sense. The austere acolyte directs the arrangement of the long box in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes already there, stacked in rows, 3 or 4 as many as you've brought. In another corner of the room is an empty pile of wood from previous boxes that already emptied and dismantled. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar from the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead, in a way that the dead of London often are not. Not a drownie, not a tomb colonist, but not coming back either. It looks pale and ordinary, except for the slight distension of the skin around the breastbone. Gently, the acolyte presses there and nods, singing about turnips embroidered with yellow floss. She lifts the body onto a marble slab. Without pause in her lyrics, she prepares a scalpel. Her presence does not seem to bother her. Damn, I wish I had higher, but I'm going to watch. Metal in metal. The austere acolyte extracts, deftly and with very little blood, a heart-shaped sphere of silver-gray metal. With a giant nutcracker, she cracks the sphere, and another sphere inside that, and another. Finally, in the center, she comes to something heavy, small, and black. She lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming, though the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing in a jar marked with a word of the correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, when the corpse is removed again and the marble slab wiped clean, she comes to pay you. Thank you, she says. Return another day. I may have something else for you. Dear God. Correspondence, that is big. I wonder what it is. Heart metal, apparently. Okay, we'll end this episode here, but next time we shall move on to the north once again. This is very interesting. The correspondence complicates things. That makes things a lot more interesting than I expected. It's an ancient language, for those who don't know. It's... or is it? In fact, the correspondence might not even... it might be a language. It might be some kind of... I don't even know. We'll see next time.